got your hand on the button now. Showing off. You've got your hand on the button now.
All right, what's good, y'all? All right, so today we're trading together out here from Park City. So I don't know if Syndicate Gang here wants to say what up to everybody.
What's good? What's good?
What's cracking lagging?
They're definitely still sleepy over here. But yeah, all right. So we're gonna be going over some charts today. Got some setups, the usual suspects. We got indices, some metals. Oil has a pretty good setup. We'll go over Euro as well, and then since we have an in-person experience going on today, sometimes we might. Maybe some of y'all get back here, mark up a chart on the stream. But yeah, stoked to be here. If those of you that are not here today, you're missing out. That's all I got to say about that. Big FOMO. What's up, everyone? What's up, Patrick? Hi. Got Gabriel, Lonzo, Cesar, ¿qué tal? All right, we got Brandon, Corey, Edgar, RM, Miguel, Joe. Buenos dias, everyone. What's up, Marty, Jimmy? All right, already big FOMO. Tell Kevin what's good. Kevin decided to be a bum and stay his ass at home. So, But hey, I'll let him know, Jimmy. All right, guys. So, today, I feel like we have a continuation of yesterday, basically, with indices. A lot more squeezing. Yesterday, we kicked off a bit bearish, right? We saw this nice little push down here, but then this thing just ate it back up. So, kind of losing signs of strength, at least for the downside. And yesterday we ended up taking a little shakeout right out of here, and we took a little trade over here. Didn't quite get down to this level, and I went with also less risk because we still have all of this liquidity over here. And now, not even just liquidity, the market's definitely just building up trendline liquidity as well. So would not be surprised whatsoever if we end up clearing this and then maybe working our way down. So I'll wait a little bit for a bit more extra confirmation to look for any type of shorts. But with that being said, if we look at how the market traded yesterday, we have some pretty nice drops from over here. So you guys will probably see yesterday's New York lows with Dow. Everything started to kind of melt down from over this way. So right around this time, right after New York open, we start to just drop off again and again. So could we get buying opportunities over here? And honestly, I think it's possible. I want to go over NQ and S&P first, but I think we can definitely work our way down to here. There's more of an imbalance, and then when we went back up, we did trade above this previous high, and we've been maintaining this high really, really well. On top of that, we just got equal lows forming here from right before this news event. So I think there's a possibility that we get buys. Definitely want to keep in mind what's going on with NQ and S&P. But here, just zooming out so we get better perspective. This does look like a failed attempt to go lower, and I mean, think about it. Look at all of this imbalance. Like, there's just so much enticement for the market to go lower. So I think once yesterday we started to kind of crack below right away, people were definitely like, all right, let me catch this thing as it falls, as it melts away. But since we quickly came back up, that for me loses a lot of its bearish potential. Since the market doesn't really trade down here, man, we're live right now. And I think Maya agrees. She's like, I think she knows what's good with this. And so, yeah, I mean, we have New York open in less than 3 minutes. So I wouldn't be surprised if we take out the highs. So it's really in either direction. I won't be trading within this zone. So I'm looking at either the outskirts over here or... hey, chill out. Or we take out the highs and we look for something like this. So if we get something like this, we tuck back in, a little support, and then we can kind of work our way down. So this is an option. And then from here, we have slow ass computer NQ, which looks really easy. This looks like such an easy trade. Honestly, I think these are the trades that you kind of wait to see. These are the trades that you want to see more often. Like, this is a very clear sweep of the low on New York Open. From there, then you get higher highs over here. The market's holding this structure for hours, and it dips below for a little bit, comes right back up again to trade above here during London session. So I do think that the buy looks just fantastic over here, and I'm curious to see how price action works its way down. As long as NQ basically has a bit of a slower momentum, like just drops at a slower pace than Dow, I think we have a good shot at a buy right there. So yeah, now we'll just see. Really, they're pretty similar. Like, we're looking for similar ideas. However, NQ has already established bullish structure since yesterday. So I do like and prefer this better. Now, if you zoom in to what we kind of just saw happen here recently during London, you see NQ take out these highs and then drop. But again, the downside to this is that when the market breaks this low, so as it takes out all of this liquidity, as it takes out a lot of this London session retail buyers, the market kind of quickly works its way back up. So I don't think this was creating the lower lows, the bearish structure quite yet. So yeah, I'm not looking to trade within this yet. I know we had a little news event here. There's a little push down. You got this guy right there with NQ. And you have, let's see, where did Dow go to start things off? Kept pushing higher as well. So it seems like Dow is clearing the highs. So all of yesterday's sellers done, ripped. And then you have today NQ and S&P, honestly, for the most part, just chilling. So not quite seeing the distribution or the takeout of liquidity over here. We're kind of holding this up actually pretty well. So when we broke below, so let's look at structure here. When you start to get the higher high here and it fails, I mean, honestly, NQ does trade down here for about 25 minutes. I think it comes down to personal preference at this point. If that's enough for you to short, I could see it. I could kind of go both ways. I'm not going to take a short, but if someone did take a sell right here, I understand why. And yeah, it's a pretty good reaction so far. You also have liquidity here that it can clear out. You have yesterday's, a lot of this bullish momentum as well. And so based on the way that this currently traded, let's say you didn't catch the short right there. If this really is going to sell off and honestly be worth your time, then this if this kind of sets up and just maintains these lows, then you could be in position for another sell anyways. So right here, I'm going to the 5-second time frame, but you see it clear the highs. It's working its way down, and as quickly as this goes down, it's coming right back up. Comes back down, going right back up. So I would prefer to see this like really trade bearish, like hold lower levels. If it doesn't and these levels just get eaten up this way, then I mean, I don't really feel like I'm missing out on too much. If you were going to short here, I mean, you really only would have made profit if you were going to take a really quick TP, you know, maybe like a 50 points or so. So sometimes like you can't get too caught up on, dude, I missed this trade, but like it wouldn't even hit your take profit. You know what I mean? Like the entry could have been cool, but would you really have made any money? So a lot of times we get so caught up on the potential and what could have been, when in reality you probably wouldn't have even done much. So cool. That was successfully mitigated. And now we have, let's see, Dow just chilling up here. So right now we're in this classic like time where is Dow gonna just, you know, drop? Is it all gonna sell off and then show us that the intention of trading up here was just to liquidate? Or Dow's just going to keep chilling up here, and then, yeah, this might just stay bullish, right? So the thing is, too, and this is, I think, because I see it with charts, and I see it in just people that reach out. You kind of want to see something, and then it doesn't really happen, but you just still keep, like, you keep the bias, you know, you're like, nah. So you kind of start to convince yourself, and you make excuses for why the trade should work, but, like, sometimes you start off thinking, okay, this might sell off, and then you get no further price action that stays bullish. And so you might just have to completely flip. So you might be a seller to start the session, but then if the market shows you like, nah, we're bullish, then flipping your bias because you have new information is totally cool. All right, so following up here with NQ. It's been actually really, really choppy over here. If you compare NASDAQ to S&P, I mean, you have Dow just really holding structure super well up here. And you have NQ wanting to drop. Like over and over. It's chopping up, but it is giving us all of these lower highs and lower highs and lower highs. So the question then is, is there an actual reason for you to get in? Like, do you have a setup? Like, is there a setup with NQ? At least, like, I mean, I don't have one, but maybe you do. No? Cool. So, I don't either. So, it's like, it kind of shows, like, oh, it's going to go down, then it comes right back up. It's going to go down, it comes back up. So, if you got to be careful if you're rationalizing. Just, like, that's all I keep saying that because this is probably one of the mistakes I see most often with technicals. Is that you get like small time frame, like these wicks, and you're like, oh man, like I know it's just gonna drop, and sometimes it will, right? But when it doesn't, then you're then left with like, I kind of sacrificed my system and my plan to try to make money, and then every time you do, you're rewarding the wrong behavior. So you got to be able to say no to, you know, like this is mid. This is a 6. It's a 5. Like, you don't need none of that. All right, let's go into what setups you guys have right now outside of indices.
Seth and I are looking at 60.
Euro.
Did you go over
Oil.
oil buying potential?
Yeah, I did. So I will kick off with Euro, and then we'll go over oil. Now we have oil news. Is it tomorrow? All right, yeah. So tomorrow we have oil news. That might be the breakout of like this consolidation we have. But for now, you know, it's New York session. The dollar volatility is definitely gonna only kick off more. So here is the Euro idea. Those of you in the free community, And we shared this in there yesterday, so you should be ready for this one. Have your alerts set and ready to go. Pretty signature setup. You have consolidation from Thursday, January 29th. This builds up over Asian session. And then during London session, you see the market take out these highs, work its way down. It's left smart money buys over here, an imbalance. The market then creates a bearish structure. For sure, just maintain strong bearish levels. The lower lows are set here. And then there's a buy in here, down here somewhere, but I'll talk about this later. So there's a setup over here somewhere. But for now, we're working our way closer and closer to selling out of this zone. This is Friday, January 30th, about 6 a.m. Central. So that's just a little bit before New York Open. And so on its own, the setup looks fantastic. Now all I do is just kind of check the rest of the market to see where is the rest of the market at. You know, do we have alignment with that? Australian over here has already traded above all of this, and it's actually looks like it's kind of starting to sell off already. Over here, you have NZD that just took out all the highs, starting to sell off as well. Euro takes out the high that it made from yesterday's New York session, and then it's starting to lose a little bit of momentum, but it hasn't quite made its way back to this area here. So let me just double check, because you never know. You know, you can make mistakes when you're drawing out your zones. But based on how I'm seeing the market here, it's pretty clear where money comes in and takes out the highs. So definitely starts from right over here. And now I'm just basically waiting for this. The other idea that we had marked up yesterday was with either CAD. CAD is trading into this last bullish order, this bullish hour before it dropped. So you could definitely see some momentum out of here. I prefer Euro because we swept a bit more liquidity. I think there's more volume, there's more money that can drive the market down. And then you have pound over here as well. That's been a lot slower at working its way up. So if you look at the market over here, you have that last push up before everything drops. So getting into this area, the setup, again, not as clean. Like Euro is definitely just a clear setup, clears liquidity, like it's an A+ setup. GBP, so the pound over here, you kind of see just the last leg up before it drops, and it really, really drops. So I do think we see some decent orders over here before reversals. So I think that's why it makes selling whatever XXX USD pair pretty much everything's in alignment. Like there's not really too much confusion. I think we're going to see a drop. It's just a matter of your stop loss and really which one looks the clearest to you. Using divergence helped avoid a loss here with the franc. This is the same setup as Euro. Takes out the high, starts to work its way down. But the franc got to this zone yesterday during New York session. Euro still hasn't made it to this area. So you did get a reaction, but however, it still has more bullish momentum. This is why we wait for something like Euro, because now you can go with what has kind of the least amount of bullish momentum. So taking this idea with Euro, I'd give myself a little bit extra wiggle room up top, just in case, dollars just, it could still spike up. Maybe there's more influence with some other pair, but looking for a short right here, whether it's, I think, kind of just this little area. This is like where I would focus in on. Here's where we've seen some support. So right in this zone, you had like the added levels of resistance. If you go back, you can see right over here, key level support. You got some reversals. more reversals. So you can just see where there's been reversals prior. So right around 1.1961, 61.5 looks like just a great place for shorts. Right around here. So all you do now, got your setup, decide exactly what kind of, is it right at the high? Do you want to give yourself a little bit more, a couple more pips just so you're good in the clear. 20, I think you're solid. And then risk reward. This is where now the game kind of changes. The most conservative approach would be wanting to exit within this intraday, like within this imbalance right here in this consolidation. But you have a lot of evidence, especially because the market's squeezed for an entire day, that if it liquidates here, it could also, now you have more money to work with. So the market could push and trade towards this imbalance. The second area of reversals would be right here where you have each order blocks. This is another key area. This is a 3.5R. At this point, I think you're good. And just considering the range for the day, that might be solid. Or if you just want a partial, that also works. But then I think working our way down to more of this imbalance makes sense. I don't think within a day we would get all the way down to Friday's price action. I think we'd probably end up building up more liquidity before everything runs again. So I'd say at best we're trading towards like taking out maybe London session or like into this order block. So I personally will be taking profit around here. Of course, if the market's so gracious to give the opportunity. Oh, I gotta log in still. All right. But yeah, that's what we're seeing here. Any questions on Euro? You guys see it similar?
Not on Euro.
Thursday.
I want to see your perspective. I have my personal setups and compositions for buy setting up on now.
Okay.
The reason for it is just because I personally see a strong continuation for the upside. I don't see it getting that low to where you're seeing, but just getting under London lows and then seeing the technical pattern that I frequently see. What are your thoughts on the London lows of Nasdaq?
I mean, right now we had a really good sweep, right? We just cleared London lows. That's what you're saying right here?
Yeah.
So yeah, we just cleared it. Not just London lows, but Tokyo lows too. So, and then this is eating this up. Yeah, damn, this short was nice, huh? That was the short. Yeah, I mean, this is like pretty solid. Clears liquidity. Now it's running back in. So this is what like I would consider like a potential shakeout setup. Typically, I want to see Dow, kind of give similar vibes. Yeah, only thing throwing that trade off for me is Dow. Dow is not budging whatsoever. It's just staying up there, chilling. Big chilling. So I would need more proof for NQ to trade a little higher, because right now we took out those lows, but we tried to trade up here. Now we're quickly moving our way right back down. So I'm not seeing enough proof that the push to the downside was only a liquidity sweep, basically. But if it fits your setup, obviously take it. But for me, it's not enough. It's not valid yet. I would need to see it trade higher for longer to give me like just stronger signs that, okay, that push down for sure was just a liquidity capture. Right now, it's not enough evidence for me. But I see the logic for sure. Like, there is motive. Getting in now, it would be like a lower probability trade for me, but the RR is nasty if you take it right from where you're at now.
Mike, you got a question? So the NQ short that just played out.
Yeah.
I get that we didn't have much demand below the low, but the fact that when YM was like ripping and it cleared all its highs, and then NQ stayed with the high, that increases the probability of the trade.
For sure. Honestly, bro, this trade we could have taken this trade. It was, I looked at this like quickly and I was like, all right, cool, whatever. We wicked down and came right back up. But I don't know. I didn't really realize that we traded down here for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is honestly a mistake. This is a trade that we 30 minutes. This is a trade that I think another trading day, maybe I'm on here 5 minutes earlier, we probably end up taking. So yeah, but no, you're totally right, bro. This is something that's solid. The good thing is, I think the fact that, I don't know if hopefully you guys didn't take the buy here with the news. So I know there's a little spike down and then the rally. Not taking this one, that saves you some money. I think some smart money traders probably took this here. So right now the fact that NQ is just pretty bearish and Dow is just kind of just chilling. I would lean more for buys with Dow at this point than anything else. And not even, honestly. Because Dow, let me look at just YM, not the micro. Yeah, so this is liquidity. So I'm chilling. Like, I don't really have anything to take there. Bless you. I think the next trade really would be looking for shorts on NQ. Like, is there an opportunity here? You have the big pump with NQ. The market drops in. It's very efficient. So it's like it is kind of. I think this is like kind of what I said earlier, like where you can get reactive because you're like, fuck, I could have been in this trade. Like this could have been a banger. This trade, I mean, you're risking like 10 points and you're catching, even if you just took it to liquidity, let's say 15 points, and this thing dropped 100 and, I don't know, 110. That's like a 9R. Yeah. So it's like, these are the trades where you're like, fuck. Like this, like that would have been amazing. But the problem is like, then you want to duplicate that. You kind of want to make up for lost potential. And that's where you end up kind of just losing the plot completely. Let me get in the chat real quick. And then we'll go over oil, man. I seen that oil setup too.
Oh yeah, too. Since we're still on currency, 6M could be setting up again.
I saw that too.
You saw that 6M setting up potentially.
Let's see.
Also,
I'm in gold cells.
5 minutes.
You're in gold cells, Sophia. Sophia always in. She got gold. 1 to 2 RNQ. Nice, Larry. Let's go. I had a limited for NQ, but I canceled when it dropped. Rough. All right. All right. So let's keep moving along here. Let me actually. My account got disconnected, so give me 1 second, guys. So I can. Where's this thing? Log in here. Gotta log in.
Take a look at going at 5 minute go.
5 minute gold.
I'm seeing that right now. Just up
It clears the eyes just ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Ever so slightly. All right, let's go take a look at it.
I wanted to break the current thought.
All right, guys. So let's go. I'm gonna look at which one's more time sensitive. Oil, gold.
Gold's just. Go look at gold first.
Yeah, gold is just moving right now.
Look at gold first. Yeah. For ideal.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's good. So you take out New York high.
If it does.
You didn't take out New York high.
No.
It would have been better if it took out New York high.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be honest. Like this already distributed out here. Like this, when the market clears these previous highs. So let's zoom out a little bit more. So the question here is this a better trade if it takes out New York high? Sure, like the more liquidity, the better, obviously. But we already saw like this move here take care of retail sellers. And then you also saw the market rebalance right here. So the fact that this actually got swept and now we're working our way down, I think this could definitely be a solid idea. you have a ridiculous amount of liquidity building up right here. You have just a whole, like, so many retail buys are loading in right now. So the setup from here is pretty straightforward. You have this pump right there. And this not only takes out some of this, you know, a little bit of resistance right here, but it also eliminates this big wick right here.
It broke it just slightly.
So when you see this happen, like, this starts to look pretty solid. Everything loads in. So you have a lot of liquidity here. Typically, you have most people trading gold over silver. It's kind of cool to see the silver attention now. I no longer feel like the black sheep on that one. Everyone thought I was crazy, bro. So this looks okay. Not for me, it's not confirmed yet. For gold, I would need it to break and, like, sustain more bearish price action. But let's go take a look at silver. And then as you look at silver, I mean, same thing. Like, silver takes out tons of liquidity. So you see a lot of this. You know, equal highs here get swept. You see some highs over here get taken out. But could silver actually go a little higher? Like, look at this silver pump up here before it drops. So here you have it rise one more time, and then it just comes crashing down. So silver trades up to here. This is pretty damn close to liquidity. Like, we're talking really close. Depending on how this works its way up here, if, for example, if we were to see gold take out the New York highs that you're talking about, Joe, so if we were to see gold clear these highs and silver's slower to work its way up, then I'm more interested in, damn, that's crazy. I did not realize this did all this. What a move. But yeah, anyways, if if gold starts to rip at just way more aggressively and maybe we get up to here, then cool. I'm down for a silver short. But it looks like silver's kind of pumping a bit more right now. Obviously, these things can change. You know, things happen quickly. But
for gold right now, you will need him to break the lows and then confirm that.
breaking the lows would be a stronger confirmation.
Even though it takes a lot of liquidity out, so the enticement's gone, even if it does that, you know? Because let's say if it gives demand now, obviously it's not really a shakeout no more because it did break a little bit of internal liquidity, but if it gives demand now, let's say it just goes sideways for the next hour or two.
Yeah.
Leaves.
I would take it.
Would you still take it? Okay.
Yeah, so since we're seeing a pretty strong shift, like you clear these retail sellers, you work your way down. Here, there's, you know, more and more and more and more retail buyers. If, let's say, we trade within this range, like we just keep chopping up like in here, like if we can kind of keep this going over here, then yeah, I'm with this.
How far? Would you do half or full?
I'd probably just take a full art. But if this like right now just keeps going higher, like if we just quickly work our way up, then yeah, then I'm not doing anything here. So I don't want to trade this if basically when we were working our way down to here, there was just no one willing to still sell anymore.
You might check your screen. It said it's skipping.
My screen is skipping.
No, the words are skipping.
Like his beatboxing?
All right, let me close out.
Why is that somewhere to be?
All right, y'all let me know if it's better now.
Dojo buy no more.
Dojo.
We have a lot of people on the Wi-Fi, so maybe that's why.
Moose, you caught the NQ back?
Probably didn't come.
Oh, I'm like, NQ. Because
Oh.
NQ ripped too, man.
I'm still.
They're back online now.
It might come over.
All right. So just looking at silver, like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna stay here. I don't think we're gonna end up like short. I wouldn't short out of this range we just made yet. Nah, I don't think so.
Yes, there's not momentum on.
I mean, we'll see. Maybe silver keeps ripping, but gold's kind of chilling. All right, so let's go back to indices. Indices. Nice move to the upside. So this initial push down wasn't quite it, right? We saw one more leg down, and then the market rallied. From here, we also see S&P did hold the structure. Oh, I didn't even look at S&P. So S&P did stay within the dollar news event from earlier. So this did mitigate here. And I didn't even look at this. So that's kind of unfortunate. But so you know how we had, so this is a good idea. This is kind of where you can combine smart money concepts. You're not really looking at like a specific like setup, but you're putting all the pieces together. So for example, S&P gives the sell-off, and then it actually fails to really make higher highs. So this isn't necessarily like a highest quality setup, but when S&P gets to this level, you simultaneously have NASDAQ take out all of that liquidity. So that first leg down, this first leg down takes out liquidity, comes back up, and then you get one more push down here. This second push down, is what gets NQ, or here's where the second push down on NQ then makes a higher low on S&P.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like that right there is like the signal, basically, like, okay, S&P is going bullish while NQ was making one more move down. And then I'm sure right now Dow Jones just went for another run. Yeah, so that thing is just moving. So yeah, the trade for the day with indices would have been S&P. Not my favorite trade by any means. This 1 minute high is just weak. But when you see NQ take out liquidity, and you're seeing S&P in the exact same instant, like how can you have so many coincidences all at once? In the same instant, have it trading into this sell-off, then yeah, I mean this is a clean trade. I probably would have waited to here to take it, and then if you are just absolutely nasty, then you could have just put a stop here. But that's like having a lot of practice with a particular setup.
Yeah.
You know, like that's you catching in real time the divergence on that small time frame. But I mean, 2 point stop and you let it rip. So okay, so now, what are we seeing? S&P flew to liquidate the highs for the week, today and yesterday's highs. So now S&P clears the highs. Okay, what is this starting to kind of form like? Starting to give a shakeout. And Q goes to what? The highs of New York Open. So we break below and then we trade below here for not a lot of time, right? 7-8 minutes. However, kind of like we're talking about, if we're witnessing a particular like idea form with multiple like assets, then this could be giving a green light for a short. So let's say S&P, it takes out the equal highs, it works its way back down. So if we end up, let's say, whether we go lower or right here, doesn't really matter. But if we end up getting something like this, then do you want to short? Do you want to go even lower here? That's possible. And same thing here. Like you're looking at S&P in this moment takes out equal highs or takes out all the liquidity, and that exactly brings NQ to that New York Open order. So seeing this react like this is not a big surprise. But now at this point, for me, in order to short, like I want to see something like this. I want to see S&P here just kind of move sideways for a bit, and then I'm willing to short. Dude, Dow is at 50,500. I remember during the COVID crash, dude, it was like under 19K. That's wild.
Does anybody here invest in that? Like the Dow Jones? How's that money?
I bought it back in 2023.
That's crazy. That's sick. So anyways, at this point, look at how price action is starting to flip. NQ is starting to just kind of keep this high. Actually, looks like it wants to go even further. I'm assuming NQ wants to take out all this over here, and then maybe we see something different start to form. Meanwhile, S&P is starting to chill here. So it looks like now S&P is following Dow a little more. You see how like we saw more bullish momentum overall. So S&P looks like it's trading a lot more similar to Dow. And what would be really interesting, it would be to see if NASDAQ takes out these highs. So I'm going to put an alert to see if it clears, let's say, these highs from London. And then where that positions S&P and Dow. All right, so quick. I'm going to come back to indices here in a second. I'm going to keep my eyes on it on my phone. I mean, there's nothing I can do really, so. All right. Euro, what's Euro been doing? Kind of working, going lower? All right. So Euro looks like maybe we don't get a setup during our live session here. And then we have gold. What's gold at? Okay, cool. So gold is giving more proof. Solid. So this could be a good trade. Now we've spent the last 20 minutes below this 1 minute structure. All right, so we see the shift in momentum there. And remember, when you see price stay in lower levels for longer, all it's showing us is that, just like imagine a marketplace. Like just that's like the best way to think. Imagine a marketplace, and then or like an auction, and then people are like, oh, gold for 50,050, gold, and then people are like, yeah, like I'm willing to buy over here, and then they're going gold for 5,100, and then no one's raising their hand, right? No one's raising their hand up here anymore. So then the guy's like, oh shit, all right, okay, wait, what about gold back at 50,080, huh? And then they're like, nah, no one's biting. All right, what about gold at 50,050? And then people are like, all right, I'm back in, like, I'm in it, let's get it. Yeah. So that's kind of what you want to see. Like, you're seeing people willing to buy and sell at this area, like people going back and forth. When you see it, for example, like here, it pumps and dumps. It's because big orders were like, there wasn't enough money to match what was people were looking to sell, or not people, orders are looking to sell over here. But over here now it seems to be much more competitive. That means that when you see price, let's say, come back up into this zone, it's way more likely for the buyers to thin out over here, since the majority of the market has agreed that these are prices that we want to trade at. So when you're looking at structure, when you're looking at understanding, the trend, you're going to get better as a trader when you stop thinking about things just as like patterns and candlesticks, and you start thinking about it as like, is someone going to back this? Are orders going to be backing these positions? Like, is there demand or not? So it's pretty much that simple. So cool. The longer it stays like that, the better.
And then Q just broke that high.
And then silver also similar at the moment. And then NQ taking out equal highs, or the New York highs as well. All right, so now NASDAQ, which is the slowest on the higher time frame. This is kind of pushing at a very slow pace. You know, Dow is at all-time highs. NQ is like, you know, this is just a slow friend. It's kind of like the, you know, like the chubby kid. It's just like really slow to run. It's getting there, but like it's had to take breaks, water breaks, snack breaks, you know. So it's working its way over to here. And actually, let's look at it, the market from over here. What happened?
You just lost a third of the screen.
My bad. Get it together, y'all. You gotta get the Twinkies while you're on the run, you know. I have, you know, type 2 diabetes. And then you blame it on what some you know, health thing. Like my sugar's low. My dad be saying that shit. Got no evidence whatsoever. That's my sugar, bro. That's why I drink all these Cokes. All right, so NQ, I could see a short out of last Wednesday, like during London session. We had this nice little spike up here before everything dropped out. So let me use replace it, and we'll go over to here. So we're getting really into the nitty gritty, but we do have a little NQ pump right there before it all came crashing down. So let's put a little alert right there. And this is right here. All right. We're not too far. This is what, like 30 points out from here? 35. So possible, right? Possible it works its way up to the zone before it works its way down. So if we just kind of keep seeing this climb up, then I'm open to taking a sell here. I want to just quickly review what everything else is doing. But look at the difference. Like Dow is like, nah, I don't want to go up no more. See, Dow got tired, but Dow's allowed to get tired. Dow's been running, you know. NQ, I don't know. NQ's got more to go. So we're seeing a divergence now, right? Now it's pretty evident that you're starting to see Dow make the lower highs, while NQ is just kind of holding it up. So at this point, looking for shorts here. I don't really like. Yes, this is like a nice little pump before everything drops. So if maybe we work our way back into here, we kind of have that shakeout. So we see that move up, work our way down, and then this is a buy order that can get mitigated. So something like that could work, but now we just gotta kind of hold off and wait it out. Because like look at the difference. All right, so that's indices. You got gold. Gold's still chilling down here.
Gold's still holding up. Yeah, still chilling.
It's been over 20 minutes of the market, you know, building up in this range. Silver similar as well, but gold just is much lower in the retracement. And then let me just review oil again from yesterday. So oil, we had two options, right? We have the one that's way down here. This, I believe, would be the aftermath of whether NFP or maybe the oil inventories tomorrow or CPI on Friday. But the downside with this buy here with oil is that we broke liquidity here, and then the high just, there's really nothing here. Takes the high and just comes right back in. So it's decent. It's a decent setup. The 15-minute higher high, higher low, higher high, bless you. And then now we've just been chopping. So there's a ton of liquidity get swept over here. I think this is still a decent setup. I wouldn't hold this for a super long time. But trading out of here, I don't think it's a terrible play. So easy exit, I'd say for like a 3R. Trading out of here. If you continue to see a lot of liquidity over here, then you could target like this 64.70 area. But like an easy, I think high probability exit. I think you get the 3R here. Indices are dumping now.
Started it and then I decided to follow suit.
All right, so look at this. Takes out the high. So we see this is great. Liquidity capture. Tucks back in here. Fantastic. You see Dow and S&P move very similar. Right? Comes right back into here. Trade into this. Now I'm curious about what happens next. Do we keep trading down here, or is this going to be an aggressive bounce? So if this is just an instant, because this is like the order block, right? So some people might even want to buy something like this. I'm not going to, but I could see a rejection out of here, right out of this zone, this last sell-off before the market rallied. If this just goes straight back up here, I don't sell. If we take our time to get up there, then that might be a different story. And this might be where, for example, NQ might hold up and, you know, we can get the shakeout here. If not, then like this is just enticing sellers one more time, it can go up. So that's why it's like, if you just let the market kind of show you, like give it enough time before you you commit to a decision, then you're gonna have just a way higher win rate. So right now it's two scenarios, right? Either it quickly comes back up and it's not a trade, or we chop up down here and you have a shakeout scenario with either Dow or NQ or S&P. And that could go in either direction. So if that's the case, then I would be looking for a short either up here with NQ or similar with Dow. Yeah. So for the stream, guys, I'm going to wrap up right there. Unless, let me just look at the chat real quick. You guys have anything else you want me to go over?
There's no time sensitive right now.
Nothing time sensitive at the moment.
I'd like to get more
Six-
clarification
you
on
said
something.
6 a.m. is not time
from earlier.
sensitive though.
Okay.
You should look at 6
We still have a while to go for 6 a.m. Huh?
Maybe you sell you again.
A buy, but that's not time sensitive.
Back.
For 15 minutes.
Yeah. YouTube chat, y'all let me know too. Netflix up 3% on the day. What else we got? Any bigger ones? Spotify up 17% today. That's good. That's good for me. Traded right into the imbalance. That's a beat right there. I don't know if you really need to chase this, but you might get a couple days up here, and then you might get a dip into this gap again, and then rip it. So if you're looking to get in this and you've never been in this, and like, I'd say if you get back to 450, run that back up. Honestly, just even getting in the gaps, I'd say anything under 462, you're good over here. And I would imagine we get all-time highs again here. What's up?
You consider that gap imbalance, even if it's like a gap, it's like that little sweep down that you drew up. You consider that imbalance, or just like it's just like a gap that like price.
What would be the difference?
To me, I was asking because to me I see no difference.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the same thing.
Okay.
Let's see. Ferrari ripping. Ferrari stock buys you a Ferrari.
I didn't know Ferrari has that.
You didn't know that?
No.
It's under race.
Snap.
The short was sexy, bro. Okay, let's see. Let me go back to indices real
I don't know.
quick.
Is this Snapchat?
Yeah.
The ticker symbol for Snapchat is just Snap.
It's just Snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snap is in heavy discount.
Yeah, I'm not holding Snapchat right now. I took profit a couple months ago. So this is decent. Like we dropped down to here, and then the last 7-8 minutes or so we're still trading here. We didn't like, aggressively react off of this order block. At least not with Dow. We're seeing S&P kind of go up faster, NQ go up a little bit faster. So at this point, I would be shorting whatever is, I guess, retracing with the least amount of, like the slowest, I guess, if you will. So you can use a fib tool. You got Dow here retracing about 50%. S&P all the way up there. And then you have NQ sitting at like between 50 and 618 right now. So yeah, this is a shakeout kind of setup. It's kind of it's pretty neck and neck between Dow and Q right now. I think we're gonna see NQ be the one that gets up here. So if we stall out a little bit longer and then we trade a little up into this range, 786 anywhere in here, I'm cool with selling this. I'm gonna go half risk with this, and then trade it down to these levels over here. What was your question, Luis, regarding the lower zone?
So, no, I was wanting to recap on 8:30 EST. I was looking for a buy, but the reason I didn't get it was because the low didn't take out London low. So
Okay.
that was the only confirmation I was waiting for
Yeah.
to enter.
Okay.
But what was the recap, or what was the reason you said smart money players would get in, but you advise not to get in at that area?
I was saying buying here. So like not this trade or not anything over here, but this right here. People would buy right there. This area is what I was talking about. So the reason I said why I advise not to was because one, you have liquidity here, and two, you had Dow Jones holding up bullish structure. Like Dow was trading very high, and S&P was trading higher, while NQ was the one that was already like just pushing lower and lower. So NQ was the most vulnerable to break the lows, since everything else was trading like up here, and NQ was trading down there. So the divergence between them was the reason that, you know, attempting something like this wasn't going to make sense. But were you talking about trading it here?
No.
Okay.
That was up at 8:30. At the 8:30 noon. And I was about to get it.
So you were looking to trade this?
No.
Oh, we just swapped.
You're looking to trade this?
Yeah, in the morning. But it didn't, like I said, didn't take out, that low didn't take out limit low.
Oh,
So I didn't.
YM's holding better
Just
now.
like,
Okay.
yeah, we just switched people around at last second.
Yeah, YM's holding better now.
It swapped last second. That's crazy.
And that, like NQ only held 5 minutes at the low, chopped it up again before coming up to where it is. But how do we feel about the demand?
Yeah. Also, Mike, do you think NQ is like it broke out of its imbalance, like on that final sweep up? Like, is this shit out now?
Yeah, I think this is kind of weak right now. Honestly, I don't. It's kind of just like, I don't really like any of this. Like it's kind of going back and forth.
I was looking at that 1 minute final sweep up as the imbalance range for the shakeout.
I
Wait,
gave
what?
it myself. I'm
On
nervous.
NQ, I was looking at the last 1 minute push up as the
This?
imbalance range.
This right here,
The push up.
or this right here.
The 10:06 candle.
That right there.
Yeah. So I want price to stay within that imbalance for the shakeout.
Oh, and here. I don't know. You're saying in here. Okay, my bad. Yeah, obviously, this is delayed, so you're saying. I see what you mean. Yeah. No, I broke below, and it was kind of weak. So, I think this is where you're starting to see less and less confirmation. But I mean, it's starting to short now.
76, 92 pips.
So a little rejection there. This would be a mitigation already. So if you're not in, you're not in.
Mike, I caught the move.
Yeah, I think this is the downside of too much chatter. You know? No, not even for me. Just like for everyone in general. Like, you got to be able to execute and think through, and just make your decision. But yeah, this was the short. What's up, bro?
You got funded?
Oh, it's funded.
Hey, let's go! Let's go! Hey, he's like, I'm not yapping. I'm trading. Yeah.
Hey, he's just silent killer right now, man.
That's what's up. Yo, so shout out Luis, just got funded while we were here at the retreat.
Let's go, Luis.
Let's go.
Good shit, bro.
Oh my god. Come on, fall, motherfucker. Keep falling, dude.
So, I mean, regardless of what you chose, you would have a rejection. If you're in this actively right now, whether it's Dow or NQ, then I would move my stops to break even. And the entry was there. Look, literally the 786. Exactly what we said. Right there. Yeah. Well, all right, guys. For everyone in the chat, stay up to date with gold. If you're holding Dow or NQ, then enjoy.
Same here.
Larry's in break even.
Same. I'm gonna set my gold penny down. I'm gonna get my gold ready.
Let's go. Awesome. All right, guys. We'll be back at it here again tomorrow. But yeah, we're gonna go kind of do things here. We're gonna go snowboarding a little bit, but we're gonna recap the session here at the retreat. Hope to see more of you here in the future. And yeah, if you guys are obviously want to join the party and work with us here, then you already know what to do. You just gotta, you gotta be qualified though. You know, don't take just anybody in here. So, Larry, you gotta be here at the next one, bro.
That's what I told her.
I'm gonna get louder.
You gotta be here at the next one. 100%. So for those of you that are still on the sidelines and you're taking this as a profession, then book a call here in the syndicate. Don't stay the same.
Well, yeah.
All right, y'all.
Only trade one contract, huh?
I'll catch you on the next one.
Crazy.
What contract?
or micro gold, one contract.
Just one?
Just one contract on TopStep. Yeah.